6 in the morning. It is freezing. Just took a reading. It's 6.9, minus 6.9, sorry. Full moon as well. Which didn't help, and clear skies. My hands are going blue. Right. Fed the dogs. So I'm diving back into my sleeping bag and keep them warm for another few hours. Good morning, campers. Freezing morning. Very, very cold. But so beautiful. The sun is out. So beautiful. It looks and feels like a summer's morning, apart from the actual temperatures. We had a full moon last night. Temperatures got down to close to -7. Had a good, reasonable night. I dived in the sleeping bag with lighter clothing, which was stupid because as soon as the fire dies down and it's gone, then you'll wake up kind of cold, and that's what I did. So put some puffer trousers and a down jacket and got in the sleeping bag, and I was nice and toasty. But yeah, it got cold about 3:30 from then onwards. But it feels much better now. It's still in the minuses now, but probably only -1 or -2. So I'm waiting for my coffee to cool down. It's 9 o'clock, I'm not going to lie. I had all these intentions of getting up at 7 or 8, but when you're in a nice toasty sleeping bag, there's no way you want to get up. I was showing the video a minute ago of the mountains in the background. Zoom you out a bit. You don't want my shadow there. That's the one I tackled last time and just got short of it at the summit because of the snow. Don't look like there's as much snow, but I think that'll change in the next couple of days. They look lovely, don't they? It was snowing on them yesterday. I was watching the blizzards. Right, got to drink my coffee and get on my chores. Like a fool, I left a lead for the phone in the car, so I'll go back to the car to get the lead. Oh well, but look, surroundings like this, you don't mind, do you? Right, chat to you later. The river's frozen solid. That's how cold it was last night, and they're trying to get in it. Luckily it's not deep, but it must be freezing. It'll soon come out when it's cold. So, watching my dogs freeze. Look at them. It must be absolutely terrible. And there's Stella going to get up now. Oh dear, I've got to get her up, I think. See how she is. Can you get up, Stella? Yeah, oh, good girl. I was worried you weren't going to get up. So, like you do on a freezing morning, Rebel, get up. Idiots. We're walking in such beautiful surroundings. Look at the landscape. I mean, they've just been in the water and they're looking to go in there again. If it was deep, I'd worry. I'd probably have to put them on a lead. But it's no more than about a foot deep. It's really low this year. There's pools that are probably a bit deeper, but they wouldn't have to go in there. So they need energy burning up, so that's what I'm doing. Give them about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, they'll be quiet and calm. Things will be much better. You know, there is some deep over here, so it is deep. Just seeing. Well, luckily it's not near the edge. They've got to do it. I'm going to make them do a river crossing now soon. Get them out of jumping in the water. I've been up here before, many times. It's such a stunning day. Perishing. Don't let that sunshine fool you. There's a really bitterly northern wind, I would say. Scandinavian. Whew. You feel it cuts into you. But that sun helps when the wind ain't blowing. See, that's how low the river is. It's in the centre there. That's to see the shale and rock and all that. Right, I've got to put you away, my fingers are freezing. Sorry, that's my dog being stupid. That's how low the river is. It's just a little channel there. This is normally completely full of water. You wouldn't see that rock or pebbles or whatever at all. Stella, no, you can't get down them heights. She won't be able to jump up there. Sorry, it's like looking after children. I have to keep an eye on them. Give you a zoom in. Don't really help, does it? Zoom out there. That's better. I cannot believe how good it is walking along here. I've walked along here God knows how many times, and it's normally here it'd be just boggy, but everywhere else you'd be knee deep nearly in kind of bog, mud, you name it. It's so dry. It's like they've not had no. I mean, I was here in December and there was plenty of snow and it was really wet then, but it seems to have really dried out since then, which is amazing. I mean, if I'd known, I would have brought the hot tent and we would have struggled, but we could have got the hot tent up into the woods there where I've been before. There again, it's still been very, very cold, but it would have been fun. But I didn't know, because it's the slog normally getting your gear up here. I could have kind of barreled it down to the start of the track and split it and done 2 or 3 loads. But there again, if it does snow on Thursday, getting out of here would be very hard, because there'd be drifts and there'd be holes all over the place. You wouldn't know where you're walking. Whoops. Yeah, it's really dried out. Stunned. You know something, believe it or not, it seems deeper than I was expecting. I'm having a look. I don't want it over my boots. I don't want wet boots when there's no need, when I can go a different way. Let's have a look at them. I'm looking along the line here. If there's it's more shallower, there's some pebbles over there. Hold on, let's have a look. We did it. Followed along that row of pebbles there. It weren't deep at all. Normally I just go plough through the middle. I guess people hop along these boulders, but sometimes it's not worth the risk because they'll be greasy and slippery some years. Today, nice and dry. Beautiful. Just noisy dogs, that's all. Unbelievable, isn't it? And the bridge. This track leads to Loch Dochard. I've pitched in them trees. Sorry if I swung you around too fast. I've pitched there and winter camped with a nice hot tent many adventures back, which I put on YouTube. By the way, the chap is still missing that went missing in May last year, 2022. I ain't seen the poster up. It's been worn away with the wind, isn't it? Yeah, sadly it's been blown away. Oh, there's the poster. And there's no way I can tie that, sadly. Let's see if there's any rocks. You have to find a rock and put a rock on it. But Neil Skinner, 71 years of age. I have put a video up stating missing person or something like that. I can't remember how I headlined it. I'll find a rock, and when I come back, make sure that don't go blown away. Stick it out the wind. I'll put a rock on it rather than go back. Go on, you two, 3. I'm so used to saying 2. Oh, so mind boggling. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. The guy went missing in May 2022. Didn't feel well. He was hiking with 2 friends. I've since had a couple of messages from his daughter because she saw the video I put up and seen a post I put up on Instagram with a poster. And she says they were pitched at Loch Dochard, so which is only just over the crest there. But, not in the mountains, but there's a little hill in the centre, if you get what I mean. And he would have had to come back this way. But where did he go? Weird, very strange one that. But as I say, yeah, he said he didn't feel well. Went walking back to his tent. The other 2 friends carried on. They were going down Glen Kinglass towards Glen Etive Mor. They came back later in the day. Found I said his wallet and all that was missing. They weren't. It was his hiking poles were still there. Sleeping bag was still there, and the tent and some food. I think porridge oats or something like that for the next morning. But he wasn't there, and he wasn't found. He would have hiked all the way back to Victoria Bridge, which is about 2 or 3 miles. Now, as you've seen, the river level's down today, and that's winter. So unless they had lots of rain over that period, the river would have been low. So even if he did stumble into the river, someone would have found either him or sadly his body. So I don't know, everyone's stumped where he is. So what they're doing now, they're doing a search. They're getting a search together. There was some posts on Facebook and all this and Instagram, and it's the May of this year, 2023, May 28th and 29th. If it's any different, I will tell you. I'll put it up on the screen. And they're getting all together and they're going to do a search of this area. Sadly, if he's here, then obviously he's not alive. But the daughter and the family would like to know what's happening with him, obviously, and kind of put some closure. So I've told her I'll do my best to get here because I do know the area very well. And they need as many people that know this area so that it makes life easier when they're searching. So as I say, I will put the details up on if it's any different. It might be 27th to 29th. They're going to be doing over 2-3 days. So very sad, but we're all completely stumped what's happened to him, because you'd think he'd be found by now. I know it's a very vast area, but you know, you would have to really stumble off somewhere completely off track. And why? I mean, if you don't feel well, the last thing you do is go stumbling in, unless you had some kind of, I don't know, episode or something. I can only guess. No one knows. Right, we're going to push on. Don't want to dwell on the sad points too much, do we? Typical. He got on that rock. Rebel got on that rock by himself. I never told him. He was tracking something that had gone up there, and I tried to take a photo, and by the time I took a photo, he was coming down. It was so and so. But going back to this missing guy, which I didn't want to dwell on, but hence why we're walking up here today. My dogs can be a pain in the backside at times, and also can be little darlings, but what they really are good at is tracking things down. So there's a scent, sadly, you know, a decaying scent or something like that, or something that's out of order, or they're just curious. They will actually follow their noses. So if they take interest in something, I'm watching them, you see. But because this is where the guy would have gone. Now I know loads of people would have walked along here, but I'm not on about footsteps. I'm not on about that kind of scent. I'm obviously about, you know, like what a body would give off. As I say, sounds morbid, but I've just got to be realistic, haven't I? So I haven't changed my plans to come up here for that, but I thought whilst I was here, I'd enjoy the scenes. I walk along the trail and just let the dogs off and see what happens. I'm not expecting anything, of course. This has been gone for so many months. It could be anywhere. But see, like Rebel looks, he's a good one for doing it. Can be an oaf at times, but also to come in hell of a use. It's always typical, you know, when you tell them to do something, they won't do it. But when you let them switch, you switch off and let them just do their own thing, they will actually go around scouting. So that's what I'm doing. Whoa, smack you, Rogue. That knocked me over. Tell you, I've been walking along here, I've covered such a good distance. I mean, it's only 2 miles, and I'm not being dramatic about that, but what I'm saying, it's normally so boggy. To cover this distance, it's such hard work. Even if you've seen, I think in videos in the past where I've gone up here and this track is all icy and you know, covered in like light snow and massive ice puddles. But look at it today. You'd think it's summer. If it weren't for the temperatures, you'd think it's summer. Beautiful. And this is your Loch Dochard with the old hut here that's used to be used for livestock. It's got the rings in there for tying the livestock. People use it for shelter. A lot of people wild camp down here, and especially in the warmer months. But it'd be midge heaven down here. But look at them stunning views. So peaceful. Absolute perfect day. Last time I was up here it was grim, gloomy, overcast, very heavy and cloud, looked like it was going to snow showers all the time. Came up here with a bike. That was before COVID times. It's a mess in there, but it's still shelter, isn't it? Shame we didn't have windows. But there is a poster on there. Been battered a bit with the weather. But at least there is some posters up still, but such a shame. Right, we're pushing on. Looking back at Loch Dochard. Now heading towards Glen Kinglass. Done nearly 4 miles, so I can't push much further. We've got to do another 4 miles back. And I don't want to push it for Stella, so we'll see how far we go. We'll get some good views in anyway. Wow, a bit windy up here. We've hiked from down that way and the wind is picking up. I better get your shadow out. This is all the Glen Kinglass trail now. You can see the back of the Glen Etive range and the pointed one. I will put the name up because I can't pronounce. But we've done nearly 5 miles and we've got to go 5 miles back, so I want to be back before it gets too late. One last look at the mountains up here. Nice, eh? It's cold up there. More locks. Back at Loch Dochard down there. And that's where we're going back now. It's freezing up here. Since you're getting any higher areas, very chilly. A short breather. Wind's picked up. Nothing great, but you feel it even more now. Be down to the Wibbly Wobbly bridge in a minute. And we'll cross that instead of go through the water. Try and keep the dogs drier now. Hence, I've put Smelly, little troublemaker, on a lead because they're getting a bit crazy, and I don't want them in and out of the water now on the way back. Beautiful. We're probably the only people out here now. On this side anyway. I saw a couple of hikers earlier, but they were going that way. Sorry, you're probably getting wind noise now. Right, it's over the Wibbly Wobbly bridge. Oops. Ooh, that sways a bit, doesn't it? Wow. None of these wood planks are going to break. Ah, that swings. I'm doing it with no hands and filming poles in the other. And woo! Fun. A big kid, isn't I? Now this is always boggy down here, but not too bad today. Oh, thank you, Reg. You went straight through it. Right, I've got to pick a trail out now. Is it scout around the top? It looks like everyone goes over the top here. I've done it before, I can't remember. Oh, getting tired now. Getting old. River's still frozen out all down here. All the way along. Right, it's getting colder. We'll be back at the hut in about 20 minutes, which will be about 4:05, I guess. I ain't got a touch it. And we've done nearly 10 miles. We just seem to do more going out than coming back. I don't understand that one. Weird. But anyway, a lovely hike. Frozen, hungry, and want to warm up. Morning, everyone. It must have got cold last night because there's ice in the dog bowl inside the hut. You look alright, Stella, with your 2 blankets. Whoops, screen you down. Well, they look fine. I'm just bagging up. 8:30 later, get up again. I don't know if you can see outside, it looks very sunny but very frosty. So I better get on bagging up, but I thought I'd just show you the ice. Unbelievable. There's ice.